Welcome to Drive615. Let's go for a drive. Here it is, the highly sought after desert racing, rock crawling, all around beast of an SUV, the Ford Bronco Raptor, as the cool kids like to call it, the Raptor. Ford gave me this for 2 weeks to test it out thoroughly, both on-road and off-road, and I did just that. As always in the Drive615 reviews, we'll take a look at the exterior, the interior, then we'll go out and take it for a drive on-road and, of course, off-road, where this thing really shines. The total MSRP as tested is $80,190 with all the different options that this has. And the exterior color is iconic silver metallic. The most gorgeous color I think I've seen on any Ford product. Prior to this, I really liked the cactus gray on the Bronco, but I think this takes the cake because it just looks so versatile. It's a very overcast day, and it still looks nice, sharp, and bright. On a bright, sunny day, it really, really pops. And then at night, this kind of has this, aggressive feel to it, yet still kind of classy and crisp, with the silver paint. So let's go ahead and take a look up front. This right here is my favorite view of the SUV. This is just such a beastly truck. It's just in your face, ready to rock, coming at you hard, and I just love it. It's just so aggressive. And I used to think that the other Bronco models looked aggressive too, but when I compared it up against this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is really next level, best you can get. So we're looking at 9.8 inches wider than a regular Bronco. So you split the difference, you're getting about 5 inches wider on either side. That is huge. Then we're looking at about 5 inches taller. So when you combine almost 10 inches wider, almost 5 inches taller, it's really like scaled up. It's almost like if you have a picture on word art or in a Word document, and you click on that upper right corner and drag it, and it gets wider and bigger. That's basically what they did. They took the Bronco, which was already an incredible vehicle, and just, boom, magnified it and made it amazing. Let's take a look at some highlights that will differentiate over the Bronco base model. Right here, got the daytime running lights integrated into the LED headlamps. This says Ford right through here, and you got the 3 marking lights through there. On the regular Bronco, it says Bronco in the front grille. Different hood, which we'll touch on here in a second. But if you come down through here, you've got rigid rock lights on either side of the bumper. And of course, the most noticeable aspect is going to be these really wide fender flares. They are integrated in really nicely. These are removable if you want, but it really looks good. It looks proportionate. At first, I was worried they're going to look a little bit kind of stuck on, like you just had a regular Bronco and you put these wide fender flares on it. Perfect integration, perfect width, perfect just proportions in general. So it looks incredible from that regard. This thing is accessory ready, off-road ready for anything you need. Down through here, you got your tow hooks, you got your massive dash plate through here, which gives you an incredible approach angle. But up here on the hood is where the magic really happens. You got the Raptor indications on either side with the bulge up in the middle, and then you got the heat extractors right there in the center. So coming out through here as well as through here. When we pop the hood, you'll see they are active. These are not just venting through here. This will actually provide you heat extraction up top and then some airflow on the side with these kind of venting type gills. It looks incredible. It's really almost like you see on some of the race cars up on the front fender flare, like in a GT3 RS or something like that. It looks just like that, except it's integrated in, body colored. I think that was a really cool move that they didn't make this just like a little plastic piece. The iconic silver metallic really flows. And of course, it's got that heat extraction intake through here. This really helped cool down this engine. Let's go ahead and take a look at the profile. Here at the profile, you can get a feel for just how beastly this vehicle is. I'm 6'5" tall, standing straight up. Come up to about here, so I got a couple inches. We do have the hard top up on here, fully removable, as are the doors. Nice thing about the Bronco in general is that when you take the doors off, mirrors will stay here. So that's perfect when you're out on the trails. If you need it, you can of course fold them in. But if you want to have that capability with the doors off still, it's integrated in up to this front cowl through here. Sitting on 37s all the way around, 17-inch beadlock capable wheels. Feel like it really gives it a nice look, obviously very practical, giving it a smooth ride on road as well. Got the Raptor graphics back through here, and I really do like how on these back fender flares, it's not just perfectly smooth. There's actually an accessory ready little section right here where you can put on some different accessories, and it's kind of vented down through there. You got the big side steps, definitely needed. Even at my height, if I had to step in it from the ground, it's a little bit of a stretch, so it's nice to have these through here as well. And of course, that can help when you're off-roading. This, you know, hits a rock or something, you'd rather hit this versus hitting your paint. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rear. So here on the rear, I'll highlight a few different things. On the regular Bronco, you got different tail lights. On this, it's still split out, but it's fully kind of integratable. You can stick your fingers down in through here, and it's got this little pump out there on the side. 37-inch tire on the back, perfectly integrated in. It's kind of cool. On the back side of this third brake light right here, it actually has the word Raptor, and it's reversed when you look at it from here. But when you're looking in your rearview mirror, it spells it out perfectly straight, which is really cool as well. It's also talking to someone that actually owned a Bronco, and they mentioned that this gas cap area is a little bit different than on theirs, which makes sense because this wider fender flare, so they had to integrate it in at a little bit of a different spot. You got the Raptor badging down here on the left side. We got the Ford Bronco emblem right there. Ford Performance indication there. There's quite a few different little Easter eggs where Ford Performance is mentioned. And if we drop down through here, we got the massive rear bumper, super sturdy, super capable. Now, if we look down further, you got the locking rear differential, and on that differential, it's got a R for Raptor. Just another little Easter egg through there. Let's go ahead and open up the back. It's pretty seamless how easy this moves considering the amount of weight that it's got on it with that big 37-inch tire, but this will extend further than 90 degrees out, which is really nice if you want to load things in. Also got this little step down here, which is handy as well. You can lift that right up, and there you go. Plenty of storage. Back here right now, you got the bags for the removable hard top. Fold down the rear seats, store any of your stuff when you're out camping. Maybe you're out at the dunes, out of the desert. Throw all your stuff back here, and again, it's very easy access from this perspective, from the top and from the bottom as well. Here's all your towing and trailer hookups, your tow hooks through here. This thing's a beast. Let's listen to it real quick, and we'll take a look at the inside. So not crazy loud, it is an Ecoboost V6, not a big V8, but sounds pretty good when you're getting on it under load. I was in sport exhaust. You have the capability to change that on the steering wheel, so I popped it over in sport for those revs. Let's take a look inside. Got the keyless entry pad up top. You're welcome with a nice Ford Performance logo there on the door sill. Raptor floor mats. I like the little red decal through here. Bronco up on the handle, and this nice carbon fiber weave design throughout here. Really, really beautiful. And before we actually get in, I'll look at that. I'm always a sucker for embossed or embroidered either headrest or backs of the seat. Love to see Raptor on there, and love just the little perforation through here, the combination of the suede and the leather. We got the Raptor badge logo right there on the center console. Got Raptor here on the bottom of the steering wheel. Also a sucker for that. Ford knows me so well that I love my embossments there, and I love my logos down through here. It's a perfect place to put something, you know. A lot of times it's wasted space, so very well done. Got the center marker through there, gives it a very race feel. You know, I feel like I'm ready to hit the Baja, ready to hit the desert, ready to just haul button this thing, and I love that. And even when I'm just driving on the street, I still have that same inspiration and that same feel, because it gives you that racing inspired look that's also practical. Paddle shifters on the back of the steering wheel, mounted to the steering wheel. Real nice feel on those. I do appreciate that, and I don't use it too often, but when I have, it's been very fun. Got the center console screen right through there. Fully customizable, however you like. You can get your different performance metrics. And of course, depending on your drive setting, you kind of want to customize this in a way that makes sense for you. Real nice touchscreen down through here. Real responsive, crisp. Has a pretty good feel to it. I felt some that feel a little bit more, again, I've described it as kind of soft, buttery, smooth, you know. This one feels fine. Nothing, you know, too crazy. But otherwise, it's just your typical infotainment system, which is nice. Locking differentials up through here. All your auxiliary buttons up top. So we've only got one, and that's going to operate the rock lights, the rigid rock lights. But if you wanted to add others, you have those through there. And this is so cool, flipping that. I feel like I'm at like a command center or something at the space shuttle, you know, just flipping things down. Got the Bronco embossed right up there. This is all very hard. This is very hard as well. Steering wheel feels good though. This is nice. It's hard, but this has a comfortable feel to it. Got the little bump outs there at the 10 and 2 mark. Real nice driving experience through there. More carbon fiber. Bronco right there, and the American flag, made in America. Got the Ford Performance right through there. That looks identical to the front, which is really cool. So look at this, the little screws to screw the plate down are actually in place of where the headlights are, and coming right out, you know, with the DRLs through there. I think that's just a really nice little feature. And then also this start stop button here, if you look at that, same design, headlight, DRL. What would be really crazy, what would be really, really cool is if they illuminated this in that kind of amber, if you have the parking light on, for example, and that was lit whenever the car was lit. This is actually backlit, I believe, or maybe not. Maybe I'm just, my eyes are playing tricks on me. But if this was more, you know, illuminated, that would be really, really cool as well. Removable top, got the sound dampening in there, which is definitely nice in a vehicle of this size, but it's a quiet ride for sure. Got the B&O sound system, got a little charge port up here. Kind of just touched on the little highlights, but the big differences are going to be some of the things I touched on as far as the Raptor insignia and this little badge down through here. And then of course the steering wheel is going to be completely different as well. Back in the rear, fairly simple back there. Nothing too much to highlight. You do have a little 2 cup holder here stacked on top of each other. And I have good legroom. I will touch on that. I got good legroom. I'm 6'5" inches tall. Here's a little POV of where I'm at. Got good room there. And as far as my headroom goes, absolutely incredible. Several inches through there. So if you're a big guy, tall guy, this is a very, very nice vehicle to be riding in. And again, with the extra, you know, width and height, I think that comes with it a little bit more room on the inside, or at least it feels a little bit more spacious than that Bronco that I had previously. This is basically right here, your command center. This and this are the two for when you're off-roading. So if you press this, that's gonna disconnect your stop bar, your stability bar for 4L or for high, lock your front differential, lock your rear differential, and if you press this, that's your trail turn assist. That's only available in 4L or for high, and then your traction control off. Right here, your different buttons. This will do the different steering settings, whether that's normal, comfort, or sport. You can put in R mode, which is going to be basically your mode, how you want to set things up. You got your suspension here, normal, sport, off-road, and the same with the exhaust, so you can put that into Baja or quiet. Right now, I'm driving out of where I was filming. I'm up on like the railroad tracks kind of coming out, and this thing is just incredibly capable. I literally feel like I can drive this thing anywhere and have zero worries at all. But we're gonna talk a little bit on the road, then we'll go off-road and really, you know, show you where this thing shines. As far as what we're working with underneath the hood, that is a 3-liter Ecoboost V6 producing 418 horsepower, 440 pound-foot of torque. That's paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. You have different modes you can put this in with the go over any terrain mode selector down through here. I'm in normal right now. I'm gonna pop it over into sport. I'm gonna utilize the paddle shifters. That's gonna put us down into D3, D2, and we're just gonna floor it. With the way this thing hunkers back with the suspension, the Haas suspension on it with the Fox engineering, it just makes for a really fun on-road experience because you feel like you're like at a Baja race or something and you're cutting over on the on-road portion before you go back into the race, and you hunker down. When you get on the brakes hard, the back end kind of comes up a little bit, and it's just a really, really fun experience. I'm gonna go ahead and floor it again. I'm gonna do a dig here from 0, and I'm gonna kind of do a little brake boost. Ready, brake boost, flooring it. Whoa! Oh! Wow. That was pretty quick. Tires started to like spin a little bit, and I was kind of pushing it forward when I was on the brakes. I'm really, really enjoying this thing, and we're gonna see later how much I enjoyed it when I was off-road. But just for your daily driving, scenario, very, very practical. Because again, you can put it over in just to the regular normal mode. Now, from a gas perspective, sure, you might be burning through gas a little more because it's just a big, heavy truck, but as far as capabilities and as far as comfortability, totally perfect. I can literally go to the shopping center there, load up the groceries, and drive back home, no issue at all. Maybe if I have to park somewhere tight, then it kind of runs into the capability issue there because it's so big, but aside from that, you're totally fine. As far as on-road handling, coming into a corner, you get a little bit of roll, but it's different than like the roll of like in a G-Wagon where you feel like you're gonna topple over. This vehicle, you feel like it can really handle it, and it's kind of doing that on purpose because it's meant to do that. So, if I was gonna take this corner at a high speed, I know that all the suspension's working independently to help, make this vehicle as capable and as ready to go as possible. So I don't feel dangerous in this thing, and the turning radius on it's incredible too. So I'm on a 2-lane blacktop right here. I'm gonna go swing far, wide, and I can literally tiny bit pop up on the curb, but I was able to do a full U-turn in a matter of seconds. And when you're getting on it, like I said, this thing sounds real good when you're revving it, not under load. It's kind of like, eh. But when you getting down on it like that, having a little fun, I'm in a parking lot, getting a little bit of lean up there, and it's almost like when you see those little Baja trucks out and they're popping up on 3 wheels. That's literally what it feels like. I'm gonna come down through here again, cranking. I'm going 25 miles an hour into this turn. Okay, well, tires are squealing there a little bit. I was just trying to show the demonstration. I could, of course, put it in a different mode. I was just hitting that in sport mode, but I mean, yeah, talk about capable. I love this thing. That's the word I keep coming back to because that's the word that comes to mind when I think of a truck like this. So that's the cool part about this and that's the part that makes it so fun to drive, because you don't have to be off-road to enjoy this thing. You can be literally just driving through a parking lot like I'm doing right now. You might come off as a little obnoxious, but it's just super fun because again, everything becomes an obstacle. I feel that way when I'm driving some sports cars sometimes. I'm going around corners, I'm feeling like I'm kind of hitting the apex in the road or whatever. In this, you feel like everything becomes, something that you can, go over. I think I just got air on that, and there was like a little incline in a parking lot. So again, it's very easy to get in trouble in this if you're going too fast, but everything becomes an obstacle. Even just curbs, embankments, you name it, this thing obviously will handle it, anything you throw at it. So why not have a little fun while you're at it? One thing I want to touch on though is that I think this is in a weird category where for the 2 weeks I had it, it was almost like I was an outcast. And I'll explain a little bit more there. Jeep people wouldn't give me the time of day. They didn't care about this thing at all. Regular Bronco owners didn't even seem to notice me at all and ignored me completely. Very weird too. It's almost like it's in the high tier of the kind of Ford Bronco family, and they almost look at you like, ah man, you're a jerk in the nice Bronco Raptor. So they kind of ignore me. Normal people couldn't tell the difference between this as a regular Bronco or a Bronco Raptor. And then everyone else, the car enthusiasts, did enjoy it, but no one was like really freaking out. So it's just kind of weird. I absolutely love it. I would 100% buy it in a heartbeat if I had more money. But as far as like getting attention, if you're a ego person, people don't really notice it. It's bizarre. I don't really get it, but nevertheless, I've had fun in it, and whether people like it or not. Now, what a colleague of mine did named Rick, he bought a Bronco that was already supercharged he put 35s on it and put a leveling kit, and it looks absolutely incredible. It looks really mean, it looks really wide, it looks very aggressive too, and it's super fast. We went out and he said that this is probably right on par, if not a tiny bit slower than the one with the supercharger. So that's one option you can do if you don't want to go through the hoops, you know, to get these. These are very hard to come by. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to pay the extra, you know, premium of this, just get yourself a nice Bronco, put some wheels and tires on it, put a leveling kit on it, do some modifications. His is sweet. He wrapped it matte black with the stealth PPF, got the light bars on his. So I mean, these things are really plug and play to where you can make it look however you want. Of course, if you want the, you know, from the factory with the Ecoboost V6, with the 418 horsepower, with the width already baked in and the tires, the full package, just go with the Bronco Raptor. As I alluded to earlier, not many people seem to notice. I knew what I was driving. I knew I had the best car on the road, so to speak, but no one else really seemed to care. So again, if you're looking for an Ecoboost and you want something that's gonna catch a lot of people's eyes, this one might, you know, be the route for you. Maybe you just go the regular Bronco. If you don't care about that and you really are, you know, into off-roading hardcore, and you've already got kind of like the GT500 and you got all the top tier, you know, things from Ford, then go ahead and add this to the fleet. It'd be a great addition. And again, if I could get something like this, I absolutely would, because it's just a beast. Let's go ahead and go off-road. I think the coolest thing about the Bronco Raptor is how I can be in normal mode, just driving on the road, and in a matter of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, I'm ready to go in the mud pit and do all the donuts and have all the fun, and then switch it right back, get back on the road, and run to the grocery store. So amazing how quickly this thing can change, and the suspension, how everything's ready to rock whenever you want. Just a matter of flipping a switch. We're here at an off-road park, got a big open space, tons of wet mud and puddles to go through, have a lot of fun. So I went ahead and switched it over into the off-road mode. That put us into 4-wheel high. Time to see what this baby does. Gonna start right off, gonna go over some rocky terrain and then go straight through a puddle. Oh! Wow, okay, so note to self, when you go through a muddy puddle, make sure you get your windshield wipers preemptively on, because that was a little bit of a blind zone there for a second. But now let's go ahead and just rip a few donuts. This is some thick, thick mud, very clayey, not the type. Oh man. Leah's with me in the passenger seat. She's holding on for dear life, but this thing is so just like, it is relentless. You just keep throwing stuff at it and it just doesn't even flinch. I mean, it was like, we're back to where we started. We just ran through that twice, did several donuts, and temps are all perfect. Didn't make any weird sounds, didn't have any struggles at all. Now we're going through a little bit deeper water, kind of gonna go over a little jump. We go through some more mud here. Oh, I mean, yeah, this is really where this thing shines. You see just how happy I am driving this. Obviously on the road it's fun, but this is an off-road monster. This is where this vehicle shines. This is where, you know, this is what it's built for. This is where the Haas 4.0 with Fox live valve 3.1 internal bypass semi-active dampers come into play. Quite a mouthful, but essentially that just means that this thing is ready to rock at all times. Any terrain you throw at it, it's ready to optimally position itself and just get over whatever terrain you throw at it. I mean, that's what the mode here is, go over any terrain, and this Bronco Raptor especially is equipped, again, with those dampening, and then the travel of the suspension. You got 13 inches in the front, 14 inches in the rear. You've got a wonderful approach angle from the front. You got that bash plate up front as well too, so if you come in, do happen to hit any rocks or anything in that water like we were going through, it's gonna hit that bash plate. That's what it's designed to do, so you got no issue there. You're not gonna worry about, you know, messing up the front of your bumper. And we've got integrated reservoirs in the front, remote rear reservoirs. We got unique control arms at the front and rear end to help deliver maximum wheel travel of 13 inches in the front, 14 inches in the rear. That is 60% more and 40% more than the regular Bronco. So this thing is ready to rock at all times, and I just can't emphasize enough, if you want to get one of these, take it off-roading, find your local off-road park, and get out and have some fun. Woo! I had the most insane time. As you can see, we just blasted through that water there like it was nothing. Cut through this. It doesn't look like a lot, but it's been raining here, so this is really thick mud, and not like the type where it's just like a muddy mud. This is like just that dense type kind of clay. Whew! I am out of breath, literally just got out of the car. The thing is absolutely caked. We're gonna have to spend a while cleaning this thing. That's the only downside of off-roading, but brilliantly capable. That's the thing I've said a million times in this whole review. On-road, off-road, you name it, this thing can handle it. Whew. Flustered, but this thing is amazing. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. It's the Bronco Raptor for you. There you go, guys. That's a review. Oh my God, babe. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, 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 I'm so sorry. Oh